All right, ladies and gentlemen, December 27th, 2025. We have a dumbass that lives just down the street on the corner. He has what I would call an aggressive dog. Now, when he sees me or Joanne outdoors, be it with our dogs or be it just out, like I was unloading the car the other day, he walks up the street with his dog and he drops the leash. And his dog runs up to you, growling and carrying on. And it actually nipped at me the other day. Now, I called uh, animal control. I believe that's who you call. And they never returned my phone call. Joanne called. They never returned her phone call. They're like a waste of money. I'm going to complain to City Hall first of the week when they open up again, because we don't need to be paying that idiot if he's not going to do his job. If he's just going to sit home and draw a paycheck and pick his nose and scratch his bottom, there's no sense of paying that idiot. So I called the city police and I was talking to Sergeant Buckley. And I had to ask what his name was a second time, because when he first said it, no offense to anybody, but I thought he said his last name was Buckwheat. You know, like the little guy on TV years ago. So I asked him a second time before I let him go. I said, what did you say your name was again? He said Buckley, as in Buckley's cough medicine. Because I was almost ready to call him Buckwheat, because I thought that's what he said the first time. So, out of politeness, I did ask before I... Anyway, he said there's nothing they can do. I have to go through the dog catcher, which I told him. I said, dog catcher's not going to do nothing. I said, he's useless. He's only there for the paycheck. I said, tits on a board pig is more useful than he is. The sergeant disagreed with me, which is fine. We're all entitled to our opinions. I don't hold it against the sergeant. But I told the sergeant what's going on, and I told the sergeant what's going to happen if that dog bites me. The sergeant says I'm going to get arrested. Well, that's fine. I'll go to jail, no problem. I have no problem with that. I told him that. I said, one thing I got to tell you, I said, and this is the truest statement I've ever made. I said, the older you get, the less you care about going to jail. And you know what he told me? He said, I agree with you. He says, that is a very true statement. He says, we hear it a lot from older people. So I told him, that dog bites me, I'm killing the fucking dog. And I said, when I'm done killing the fucking dog, I said, I'm going to poke that cocksucker right where it belongs. I said, I'm going to punch him right in the face and kick him in the balls. Because that dog is only doing what it's taught by its owner. If you raise a dog right, a dog is a nice dog. But when you raise him to be aggressive, well, it's not the dog's fault. The owner's fault. So the city police already knows. I told the cop, I said, you can put that on record that I said it. I said, if the innocent dog has got to get hurt for what the owner is teaching it, and for what the owner is doing, deliberately, I said, the owner deserves to get hurt too. And that's just the way it's going to be. I didn't lie to the police. I'm not going to lie now. If I have to hurt that poor innocent dog for bad, whatever it is, bad behavior that the owner has taught it, the owner deserves to get hurt too, and that's what's going to happen. I also told the owner from now on when I go out, I'm going to carry the baseball bat with me. And I'll wrap that baseball bat around that fucking dog's head. I told him. There's no lies here. Anyone wants to call the city police and ask Sergeant Buckley what I said, or they want to go get what was recorded, they'll hear what was said. Go and put your Rights to Information Act request in. Now, I was talking to Sergeant Buckley, it'll be a week ago tomorrow, because I was talking to him on Sunday. And he said, well, the dog catcher's not in on Sunday, so he says, you'll have to wait till tomorrow. I said, well, I already left a message on his machine. And I said, I'll wait till tomorrow. I said, I know he's not going to do nothing. I said, because that's just the way it is. I said, if that was my dog and someone complained, I said, he'd be all over me. He'd be all over me, and I'd need a bottle of Vaseline to keep him from entering my arse dry. You know, I'd get fucked without getting a kiss first. But when I complain, the city police don't want to do nothing. The RCMP don't want to do nothing. The dog catcher doesn't want to do nothing. And the little fucking bitch that's got the brains of a dead fucking louse at City Hall, as soon as she hears my name, click, she hangs up on my ear, in my ear. That fucking thing needs to be fired. Actually, better yet, she needs to be taken out back, and she needs to be whooped. And every time a cut breaks open from the whooping, we need to throw some salt on it. Because that thing doesn't even deserve to have a job with the city. But see, here we are. Here's the problem. We're in the times where, and I don't want to say this, but it don't matter who you meet today, they're a bunch of candy-ass fucking Nancys. Our whole generation growing up now are a bunch of Nancys. And now we are voting in women. That's right, women. You know, the one with the big tits and the vagina? That's what we're voting into power now. Women should never hold positions of power. Not when it comes to being premier or mayor or police chiefs or prime ministers. Anytime they're in a position of power, they don't know what they're fucking doing, and their whole life is controlled by what their vagina is doing. If it's bleeding this week, she's in a bad fucking mood. Now, if there's like 3 guys lined up the door ready to give her the romping, she's a happy-go-lucky little girl. So, yeah, we're just in bad times now. I mean, even our police officers, you know, they act all macho and everything else. You know, they got a badge and a gun and a bulletproof vest on. But you take that all away from them, they're just a bunch of Nancys too. You know? Because they know. They know. The general public can't do nothing to them. You know? I mean, say you used to spit on the sidewalk, a little bit of your spit was to land on one. Oh, they charge you for a fucking assault on a police officer. Because they're fucking Nancys. They're Nancys running around in fucking pants. The city police ought to all wear fucking skirts. Every fucking one of those officers deserve to be in skirts. Because they're Nancys. You can't even say the wrong thing to them. They get all offended. Like when I was talking to Sergeant Buckley Sunday, I mentioned to him about a previous incident I had with the city police. He said, well, I should have filed a complaint with the police commission. What the fuck would I file a complaint with the police commission for? The police commission is a bunch of old senior citizens that can't get a job anywhere else, and they manage to suck the right dick to be on the police commission and get a paycheck. I mean, even Walmart wouldn't hire him as a Walmart greeter. And when you file a complaint, it doesn't even go to the police commission anyway. It goes over to the chief. And the chief says, that's just a fucktard, retard, whatever you want to call him. And he sends you a nice little note out with big, long words, you know. Just, he's nicely telling you you're retarded. You're a fucking idiot. Go away. And then a week after that, you get a letter from the police commission, which basically says the same damn thing. So filing complaints is no good, because that's what he told me. He says, you should have filed a complaint. Why? So I can get some old priest to tell me that my complaint's no good, it's not legit, because I have a criminal record? And they're not going to pay no attention to my complaint? That's basically what it comes down to. If you get a criminal record, don't file a complaint. The police commission is made up of a bunch of old broads who are too old to stand on the corner and prostitute anymore, and a bunch of old priests and fucking ministers and stuff like that couldn't get a job at Walmart as a greeter. And they managed to suck the right dick, and they got themselves a job on the police commission. Just the way it is. And I watch a lot of Jimmy Carr. I don't know if any of you know who Jimmy Carr is. Jimmy Carr is a comedian out of the UK. He lives in London. And in one of his shows, he said that he doesn't understand why they have suicide bombers. You know, that do this stuff thinking that they're going to get 69 virgins 72. When they die, or 72 virgins when they die. He's why they just join the Catholic Church. They can have the virgins now while they're alive. I think that's fucking hilarious. I really do. But that's what's running our police commission. It's like he said the priest. Or not the priest, but the, what the fuck's that hobo over there in that foreign country? I can't remember. Fuck, they just voted a new one in. They had the black smoke going up out of the chimney. The Pope. The Pope. That's it, the Pope. He said the Pope is the king of pedophiles. Wonderful. Great. He's a king. And I don't care what he says. I like Jimmy Carr. I like watching Jimmy Carr. He's funny. He's amusing. He's an ass. He's rude. Whatever way you want to put it, I still like him. But in the same note, like I said, the police won't do nothing with this fucking moron down the street with the dog. The dog catcher needs to be fired because he doesn't know if his ass is bored or punched. I always text you. So I guess what I'm going to say to this is that this is where it stands. The city police, they only have powers to deal with people like me. Like if I was to do a video that offended someone and they was to call the fucking police department, oh, the cops would be all over me. There'd be 100 cops over here with a fucking hard on waiting to fuck me. You know, give me a dry fucking right in the arse. But fuck you calling anybody else. Oh no, we can't do nothing. We're just cops. We don't know our fucking job. We're the dumbasses of society. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. If you don't like my language, you know what to do? Shut the video off and go to your room, Nancy, and pray like a Catholic priest. Pray. Pray for my soul. And just maybe Jesus will come down and talk to you. And maybe he'll bring a bottle of Vaseline and dry hump you. Right in your bum with the Vaseline, yes. He'll give you the wiener like he did the Virgin Mary. Anyway, that's my thought for the day. If I offended anybody, good. I enjoyed it. Bye-bye.